What? Every other one? They're all on.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, put them on. Oh, mine won't.
Okay.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the July 15th regular meeting of Warren's Historic Commission. We have a quorum. We have the July 17th regular meeting minutes. Anybody have any comments or questions? I have one correction on page 3. Wagenbach is spelled with an H at the end. That's the only thing I have. Anybody else? Somebody want to make a motion?
I move to accept the minutes from June 17th.
Okay, we have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, now the June 30th special meeting minutes. Any comments or questions? Somebody want to make a motion?
I move that we accept the minutes from June 30th, 2025.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Second, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Next, old business, Town of Warren. Windows.
Evening, Matt Cabral, Building and Zoning Official for the Town of Warren. At the special meeting, I presented the windows to be replaced in the lower portion of the town hall at 514 Main Street. The windows were approved by your board, and you requested that I come back with a sketch of what the lower portion of the raised panel and trim would look like. I did not have the sketch, so I did pictures.
See what?
I did pictures for you.
So are you going to copy the raised panel? That we just do?
Yes, yes. So I I did do a little, it wasn't really working too well. I mean, but basically if you look at the doors to the right, the window and the door to the right, so the windows, the sill would just continue at that same height to these windows. The raised panel would be the same height if you just lifted it up. So these would be at the same continuation. And then the skirt board would be wider at the bottom. So if you look at it, what's there now, it's about an inch maybe that goes down to approximately 6 inches. That would be higher, going from like 6 inches down to potentially a foot of what would be at the end of the windows. So it's just raising what's there now and
Okay, it's
making
not-
it uniform.
It's not reflected in these drawings, in these photos that you gave us.
Okay, would you like to see this one?
These are just what's existing.
So, I'll make sure, so the sill, if we're looking at the door to, this is the view center, right? The view center
Mhm.
door.
Mhm.
So taking that sill, carrying that all the way across to the fire train.
Right, so that the windows themselves will be the same size.
So if you basically put your hand at the sidewalk, it's all gonna look uniform all the way across. So right now, those windows are much larger than what's on the right.
Yeah.
It's gonna look all uniform all the way across. The only difference would be the skirt board along the concrete. Like I said, goes from about an inch to 6 inches or so. It's gonna be approximately 6 inches to a foot. But it's all gonna get lifted.
So you don't have a representation of that?
No, I don't, unfortunately. I actually tasked the contractor with that and he did not get it to me in time. That's why you have the pictures.
So that will be a foot.
Get up to, yeah. So basically the flat board here.
Yes.
Really minuscule, and probably too small. Currently. That's what grows the dimension. Everything, this whole raised panel,
Mhm.
this matches, take this whole thing, copy it over.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying this on a microphone here, there, but,
Yes, yes.
so.
Put your mic on.
Sorry about that. So take the configuration.
Yeah.
That's at the youth center
Mhm,
door,
mhm.
copy that over, and then any dimension dimensional difference because of the drop in the sidewalk's gonna be made up. in
Yes.
That vertical skirt board.
Mhm.
I mean, it might, depending on, I don't remember if it keeps going down around the corner,
No, it doesn't.
it doesn't, so it stays flat after that, pretty much?
Mhm.
Okay. So, you know,
So the panels themselves will stay the same size?
yeah.
It's only the,
Well, they're gonna all look like the same size as this panel right here.
right,
So it's gonna go all uniform all the way across. And then the skirt board will be what's gonna be,
that's what gets adjusted.
yes, and actually, it's gonna help us in the future because right now,
No,
the snow and salt, the sand and salt from the snow
right,
is what's deteriorating those boards.
right.
So, I mean, that's hence the skirt board, that's what it does.
Yeah.
It protects the siding. So in the
Okay.
future, if we have to replace anything, we'd be replacing a skirt board and not replacing
Right.
windows, sills, raised panel.
So you'll use like pressure treated, whatever.
I don't think they'll use, I mean, the framing inside will be pressure treated. The exterior would hopefully be some sort of primed
Okay.
redwood maybe.
Something that's gonna last, not
Mhm.
finger jointed
Mhm.
stuff.
I don't want to stand before you again for this.
Come on, we're not that bad. All right, any other comments or questions?
So just to clarify, the change in elevation will be absorbed entirely by the skirt board and the raised paneling will be identical on both sides of the masonry
Yes, and I believe it's going to look a little bit more uniform
uniform. Mhm.
than what it does now.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the proposed changes.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll second that, and just for clarification that the raised panels will be the same as the other side. And that it will be the skirt board that gets adjusted to bring up the sill to the same height.
Mhm.
Right?
That's correct. So just for the record, the raised panels, what's there now are going to get bigger because they're
Right.
going to match what's
Right,
at the
yeah.
other side.
Yes, yeah, I can tell that
We
they're
can see
bigger
that.
on the right, yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
we
the
have a
windows are smaller
Yes, the
Yeah.
windows are
to
smaller.
match.
Mhm. And again, that's going to help us. with
And
the
they'll
weather.
match the other side, right?
Perfect.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. We have all in favor?
Did you
Okay,
get a second?
thanks, Matt. Yeah, I saw.
Oh, you did, okay.
Okay, next, Church Street LLC, 463 Main Street, replace second floor windows. Matt, do you know if Estrella John is here, or? Well, why don't we table it at least till the end of the meeting, and then if he shows up, we'll deal with it. Okay, I'll move to table Church Street LLC application till the end of the meeting.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next, Rebecca Paiva, 10 Brown Street. Discussion on the replacement of front entry door. Hi.
Hello. So I am actually here to appeal a previous decision made by the Historical Society. I'm having some work done on my house right now, and my contractor just sent one of his guys who I feel did not present the situation accurately to you.
Okay.
So while my house was built in 1900 and I bought it in 2002, and it had not been preserved according to historical
Sure.
in any way. This is a photo of my house.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I don't think that the contractor let you all know that my house was not preserved in any way. I had not anticipated being denied the door based on many other door. This is the door and side light that I am proposing to install,
Mhm.
which does not match the previous door and side light, but the previous door and side light is not historic either. And I have also taken photos of a number of other doors in my neighborhood to illustrate why I did not anticipate a problem. As you can see, this door, which all of these doors are in the same historic district, they're all within a 3-minute walk of my house.
Yep.
And they all have are way fancier than what I am proposing. I am just trying to replace my front door with fiberglass. One of those doors, it has the same shape of a neighboring house, has the exact same shape, but extra fancy glass inserted in the center of the door, and I'm not even doing that. I'm just looking to have the basic fiberglass with a different shape, and then a side light that has some ironwork in it. Full disclosure, because I did not anticipate this problem, like I had already ordered the door and it's come in. So getting denied the ability to install this door puts me in significant financial distress. So I'm just hoping, given that my house was not maintained historically in any way, that I can just install the door that I've already bought and paid for, and the side light.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yes.
I just want to put on the record that it's technically not an appeal.
No, it's not an appeal.
It's one appeal, zoning board, it's going to be an zoning board.
Oh, okay.
Appeals. However, I would consider this as a new application for reconsideration of kind of an old proposal.
Okay.
For the record.
My contractor has I also brought a copy of the permit that my contractor has, because in the meantime, while we sorted this out, he has already begun a number of my doors. When I bought them, they were all steel doors and they're all rotting and rusty. And so this is the permit that has already been issued, and the permit specifically says I can only install the same exact style of door and side light that's there now.
So when was this?
I think they came to the June. I'm not 100% sure,
were
because
here.
all of this happened.
So that was when we
Yeah.
looked at the original application.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that the guy my contractor sent just showed a picture of the old door and a picture of the new door and did not talk about my house in any way. And I just wanted to be clear, it looks like a totally modern house, and there are way more modern doors all around me on other houses that look modern in my historic district.
Well, you know, so there's one issue, just for clarification, is that the historic district, as it stands now, is roughly 15 years old. So anything that was done before that, we can't speak to, you
Of
know.
course.
Just so that you're understanding of that. I think when the commission saw this original proposal, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, the side light is not well depicted on that original proposal.
Well, it was just one panel, it was just one piece of glass.
Oh, okay.
And so the only request that we had of that was that it was done in divided light to match what's there now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in other words, it's broken up into 5 panels of glass. So that was the only.
Oh, he told me that I couldn't have the door either. He told me that the door had to be a 6.
I think I did ask.
Well,
for six.
And
We
we,
did,
and well, I was just speaking to the side.
Oh, okay.
All the time, yes. And so we, and the commission also felt that the 6-panel door was more appropriate for the house, even though the actual door we know is metal and not original. But the design of it, the style of it is more in keeping with the house and its history than what was proposed.
Okay, I wasn't here because he didn't let me know about the meeting.
Yeah, so that was, you know, that this is more Mediterranean, if you will. You know, it was not as appropriate for that particular house. And that was unanimous with the commission. So
Okay,
that was it. So it was just changing the panel work. It wasn't changing the door itself. The commission had no problem with the fact that it's a new fiberglass door, which is a nice, long-lasting door.
Mhm.
Probably lasts a lot longer than the metal door that was there, and have better relief on the panels and so forth. So it would be an improvement physically in terms of the actual door. And the only issue was that it would be 6 panels instead of the way this is laid out. And so
Mhm.
that was the only differentiation. So we were not informed that the door had already been purchased. And technically, we're not, that's not our, you know, as much as we all are homeowners in this district, we all sympathize with that, but our bigger mission is that we're, you know, we're trying to maintain the integrity of the district. And so,
Of course, and
Yeah.
that's a mission I
Um,
want to say I fully support. And
Yeah.
if my house had been maintained historically, I would certainly be putting more genuine effort into maintaining it.
because it's a big future ahead of you.
Of
right? So,
course.
you know, and so you can always revisit things piece at a time.
Yeah.
It's not unusual to do anything like that, one
Mhm.
side at a time, one window at a time, you know, whatever. But, so those were really the two issues, was dividing the side light to be compatible with what's there. And to be frank, we have no idea what was there originally, right? We can maybe sort of assume or guess that whoever put this door in that's currently there may have been sympathetic to what had been there, but we don't even know that. So, but it's certainly more traditional and more in keeping with the style of the house in the district, at least historically, than what this proposal represented. Okay, so that's, does anybody else want to
Yeah, I think
add? to that?
originally it would have had a, some sort of a cover over the door, and it probably didn't even have a side light. It probably was just a simple door.
Well, it has a portico, it has a nice portico, see, oh, no, it doesn't. The
No,
portico's-
it doesn't. It's been
portico's-
removed,
yeah,
yes.
It would have had a nice portico.
Yeah.
Over the
Mhm.
door.
Yeah, so I think the door opening, like, that's all been changed. So, and I understand, like you said, it's not it's not really anything historic about it anymore, except for the fact that it is a simple vernacular that repeats itself all over town. There's many houses like these, small Greek revivals like this. Yeah. And we didn't think it would be a problem to just make it a 6-panel door and stay with the side lights the way they are. But I think it probably had a door surround, would work around the surround
Yeah.
and something overhead and a door that didn't have side lights. So,
The door and side light that you see now is how it was when I acquired the home
Yeah,
in
exactly.
2002.
We know that.
we
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and again, we were not informed that the door had been purchased or anything like that. There was no,
Yeah,
Ex-
and I didn't,
explanation.
and based on many other doors in my neighborhood, I actually didn't anticipate a problem because I didn't think I was doing anything crazy with it. I just chose a slightly different shaped door, a shape which is also represented in my immediate neighborhood.
Right.
So I was hoping that you would reconsider, because I'm already out all of the money for this door and side light. And the side light, I don't know why the side light looks the way it does in the original proposal, because the side light that I took the images from the catalog in the
Yeah.
picture that I gave you, and it has the metal work in it. It's possible that he took a picture of the actual thing, which might be before install. The glass is often covered in like a safety, it has like safety padding or something, which might be why it looks black and then white on the inside. But the actual door, the actual side light does have metal work in it. So I would really prefer not to have to install dividers across the metal work, because I don't think that would look very nice.
well, no, it would come that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either or.
Right.
You wouldn't do both, so. Have you talked to the company to see if they would switch out the door? It's the
I
same
talked to the
size.
contractor, and he said that if the new door and window were not approved, that he would have to build things upon the door and side light that I purchased to make it compliant with what you ruled. I'm not getting a refund is the answer. He would have to build a false cover, 6-panel cover to the same. I'm not getting a refund.
Yeah, I mean,
contractor?
first of all, that doesn't sound
That
like the sort
doesn't-
of thing that you'd void the product warranty, first of all, if he did that.
Yeah,
Second of all, so matter of curiosity, did he so I imagine he purchased the door for you or?
Yeah, I actually contacted him in February.
Yeah,
And he came out to the house and he brought a catalog and I picked things out. And like I said, there's so many other doors in my neighborhood that have decorative glass and don't look historic at all. I didn't anticipate a problem. So I made all the decisions in March.
Mhm.
Everything was ordered. I was just waiting until he had space in his calendar to fit me in. And, you know, I signed all the paperwork and everything for the permit. And then he called me in June, letting me know that when he put in for the work permit, he had to go before you all,
So-
and that you said that he couldn't use the door, and it was a custom cut door because the door itself is not a standard size.
Yeah.
So like, it's not just off the rack. He had to measure it and get it custom cut. So I'm out the money.
yeah. So I guess my question was just gonna be, it seems as though he had ordered the product before coming to get the actual permit.
Correct.
right. And
But he didn't, I don't think he realized I lived in a historic district.
that's irrelevant.
I'm just reporting.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
know.
answering.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But I mean, he, as a builder, as a contractor, should know
Should
that he
know.
needs a permit to do anything in any town, in any building.
and as soon as he applied for the permit, he would have found out that you were in his.
Right. And he-
Right. I think he found out in June when he fit me into his calendar, but because I had made all of the choices months earlier, everything was purchased and I've already given him a lot of money. I had to, you know, pay for a bunch of it up front. And so he used the money I gave him to purchase the door and the side light.
Well, you know, I hate to
He put you in a bind.
be the bearer of bad news, but it seems like your contractor isn't being on the up and up with you.
Yeah,
So, and that's unfortunate because as a contractor, if he's ever done any work in this town, he should know he needs a building permit for anything, regardless if it's in the historic district or not.
Yeah, I think
And
he's
that's
from
like-
Rehoboth. I don't know if he's, or a son. I'm not sure what town he's from.
That's
I
like-
got him through my mother,
Yeah.
who lives in Swansea.
Yeah, I mean, in pretty much every town's the same way. You need a building permit to do anything like this.
Of course.
Yeah,
So like the fact that he led you all down this path and took your money and everything else and never said to you, you know, let me go get the permit and just make sure everything's okay before we even spend any money or order any products or anything. He didn't do that for you. So, I don't know how you might want to handle that. But that is your predicament.
Right.
So,
Well, I'm kind of hoping that you'll let me install the
Sure.
door
I just want to
inside.
bring to the board's attention that as we're discussing this application. I see an email sent from, I believe, Rebecca Piper, who's the applicant for you. And the email asserts to the town in writing that she wants to appeal the decision. So technically speaking, she's timely and this is in writing an appeal. So what I'm looking at now is this is the wrong board to be hearing this again.
Mhm.
And that it should be forwarded to the zoning board as an appeal. So it kind of creates a unique situation where this board maybe, knowing that knowledge, may entertain the application or clearly say, we can't respond to this because this is an appeal, this is not the proper board. So just a unique opportunity for the board at this point.
yeah,
So
no,
technically speaking,
I understand.
license is
I understand
shut down
that.
and go to the zoning board for an appeal and wait for their decision.
Right, and that's only an appeal and that process is only based on
procedure.
the procedure, not the merits of the case itself, correct?
No, all three. It's whether or not the facts support the decision, whether there's a procedural issue with it, and whether or not can't do the last one, but it's all three that the normal, it's not just procedure.
But I mean, they can't impose their own design
If they think that
in decisions.
they can appeal it based on those three.
I was told though that the reason I asked to come before you all is because I was told that it was the Historical Society that said, no, you can't have this door and side light.
This is,
It's the commission, it's the town board.
All right, all
Yeah,
right,
and that's-
I don't understand it.
And that's what this is right here. It's the same board, so.
Yeah.
So we have two choices. We can either say, let the appeal go and just, so you know, and things, our decisions that get appealed go to the zoning board.
Mhm.
They don't come back to us. So this is an unusual situation.
Yeah.
So we have two choices. Am I hearing Ben say that we can
Three
either say,
choices.
great, go to zoning? One, two, we can reconsider.
Yeah.
And what's the third?
I would say work with the contractor and ask him to,
But that's not our decision.
no, well, I'm just saying
Yeah,
that,
so this is.
and then come back here with a different proposal. That would be the third. That's the third option.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't make any mistakes. You know, you were not informed of proper procedure from your contractor. So you and this board have acted in good faith, honorably, and so forth, and the person in between has not, evidently. So, and again, I don't know how you want to deal with that. I'm happy to reconsider, and I think that's why we're here and we're discussing it. We're open to suggestions and ideas. And we tried to explain how we arrived at the decision in the first place last month, to try to work this out. Again, it's all news to us that this has all already transpired. So it puts us in a pickle too, because we have a charge by the town to, you know, protect the district and so forth. So
May I ask if it doesn't protect the district, if there are many other doors in my immediate
Well,
neighborhood that,
Yeah, I
like-
think that's the battle that we constantly have, is that people cite precedent, but if those people were to come before the board, they would get the same answer.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Right.
It's done before the
Right.
commission
right,
was
right, enacted.
enacted, yes.
As people have come before us since we've existed, we've been applying standards, which does mean in many cases piecemeal conformance with historic preservation guidelines, even though the house may be entirely,
new
I wouldn't say.
No, it's had,
on the
completely
outside.
Different,
it's
you know,
had
at
changes.
this point.
Yeah, it's had changes.
It's baby steps when you're relatively new. As things come before us, you can't mandate that people do work, but as things come before and are requiring a permit, our mandate is to apply historic preservation standards. So that's what we did in this case.
Yeah, we thought that we were being very accommodating because that whole setup is not historically correct. But we were hoping that you could, you know, do some steps that would not maybe change the whole thing, but not go into a whole new, you know, again, these Home Depot kind of setups with the decorative window and the fancy doors are just really out of character of the town, you know, the historic
Right.
district. It's like way out of that bounds. We were trying to keep it in bounds without creating a hardship for you.
I
But we
I
did
do
not know,
respect that.
but we didn't know that you had already purchased the products. So in our defense, just,
Right, well, that's why I'm bringing it up, and
Yeah,
I
no, we-
wanted to come before you
Yeah,
myself as
well-
the homeowner.
Clarity is a good thing. So,
Mr. Chair,
yes,
so I've checked our files. There was an approval of this, by this board for a door to go for 10 Brown Street. There is an actual active permit for that door to be installed. So after speaking with,
not this door.
no, the door that was approved.
Right.
yes,
So there is an actual permit right now.
That's right.
yes.
So this, after speaking with the solicitor, this would be a situation where if you don't approve, if you don't change the approval for this door, the applicant could reapply
Yes,
for the door, because if I'm hearing her correctly, her contractor represented her, and she's saying that the contractor represented you incorrectly in your opinion.
Yes, my
So-
actual contractor didn't even come. He sent one of his guys. So and I didn't know that it was coming to you, and like I would have come to the meeting. But
How about
Yeah.
this? This is just one possible step that you might be able to take. I think now that we've all kind of aired sort of what's happened and how you've gotten to this point, would you be willing to go back to your contractor and explain to him the situation, that he didn't represent the situation clearly or properly to you? And so, you know, in a sense, it's on him that you are out these funds. And I know that's, you know, could be a sticking point, but I think at some point you need to address that with him, because he's the one who wronged you and led you down a path that wasn't appropriate. And before anybody makes any other decisions, we're still here. You can come back. He can come back. We don't want to increase your hardship, obviously. But if, you know, if he's a contractor, he could probably use it somewhere, whatever.
Again, it was custom cut for my opening. The other thing that I would argue is construction has already begun on my house, and my house is in disarray. And as if this drags out over months, I have a porta potty set up in my driveway that's not allowing me to use the driveway for the contractor. Like, if this isn't settled and we have to come back, like, it would just prolong the problem that is, like, construction has already begun on my house in other areas that weren't a problem for this construction permit.
Right.
Um,
Well,
so I would really love it if you would just approve the design, but I understand that you might not.
well, we also, even though we meet regularly once a month, we do, and I know my board members hate it when I say it, but we do hold special meetings occasionally for situations that are more timely and time urgent. So if you can reach out to him and try to work something out with him and revisit this, we can meet. We only need 48 hours notice publicly to post a meeting. So we could meet within the next week or two to revisit this if that was, you know, helpful. So we don't have to wait a month. We don't want to drag this out any more than anybody else does, trust me. So because we hate to just say, no, this is not appropriate, and then, you know, leave you with that. You know, we'd rather work it out with you. In fact, in the entire time that we've been operating under this, you know, last 15 years, we have not had an appeal. We have worked out every single application because we try to be thoughtful and try to take our time and be educated and figure out the specifics of each case. So
It's a conundrum because somebody could be sitting in the audience right now and we say, okay, go ahead. And then they come up and say, well, I have the same problem and I want approval too.
you know, or that people go
You
out.
understand how that turns into a.
Yeah,
conflict.
I'm not trying to be a jerk here. I
No, I know you're
completely
not. That's not-
respect
No,
the
no.
process of this and
Yep.
the need to preserve historic properties. I just, the new, for what it's worth, the side light in particular, I had selected because, so the old side light allows people to see directly into my home, which I hate. And so I specifically picked out that side light because I thought that it kind of looked historic with the ironwork, and it also had the benefit of being absolutely privacy blocking. So that was why I had chosen the side light.
It's the same size opening.
It
You're not
was,
changing- You're not changing the opening.
I'm not changing the opening. I am, that, like I said, the opening itself
Yep.
was a specific size opening that is not standard. So it's actually not a Home Depot door. It's something that I chose out of a catalog, and it was sized for my door opening and the side light opening.
So I just want to put to the board, I thought that allowing this door doesn't change anything in the current openings of the house. It can always be reversed later. I do feel that the applicant has presented hardship. And I'd be willing to approve this one-off basis. And that's just me.
On the conditions, as you said, that the impact to the historic character of the house is potentially easily reversible. Like that's a key
Totally
component
reversible.
to this potential decision or this potential direction. It's that, you know, unlike saying, oh, well, we're gonna change the, you know, the framing opening sizes, or we're gonna change some character of the house, like a dormer put on, or something that alters the ability or significantly alters the ability for somebody to, at a later date, come back and restore historic character. In that regard, I think I agree with you that this is more easily reversible than some other situations that we've come across.
Okay,
Yeah.
anybody else?
I agree with Carol and with Jesse regarding this. Although it would be useful to require the contractor to recognize that he's not followed the proper steps and put you in this difficult position.
I am absolutely going to have some words with no matter what you decide, please rest assured that I am going to give him an earful.
It will put us in a really difficult position because our job is to move the district forward.
Of course.
So
Right. No,
this would be
step
I
back.
hate to say, one time only.
No, I totally get that. I'm not, I understand the difficulty here. I'm just kind of panicked because I feel like I'm out of all of this money and I didn't anticipate any of this, and yeah.
Is the grill in the side light fixed thing? Is that just an add-on? Like
No, it's built, it's inside the glass. It's like camming. I don't know all of the correct terms,
Yeah.
but it's some kind of iron camming that is inside the glass. And I actually picked it up because I thought it looked historic, although I mean, I don't know if that reflects the historic Warren, and I specifically did not pick a door with glass because I was trying to choose like a modest door, and I recognize it's a different shape with that frame shape, but I just liked how it looked. But I didn't want a big fancy glass, and I chose a side light because I had a side light and I have to put something there.
Yeah, well, like we said, we don't know what was there originally exactly, so there's a fair amount of conjecture here anyway. All right, any other?
Is the glass frosted in the side light?
I believe, I mean, it must be because I chose something that was, that people would not just be able to see into because I've had neighbors that like come up on my stoop and just look in and like before knocking, and I've found that very upsetting. So that's why when I was replacing the side light, I said, show me the ones that have like more privacy so that people can't see right in.
Yeah, in the old days, people would put a curtain, a small curtain, like a lace curtain or a, semi-translucent curtain, so you couldn't see in, but you could see, you still get light in. So what's the pleasure of the board? Anybody want to make a motion?
Can I ask another procedural question? If we did send this to the zoning board for appeal and let them deal with it, that would kind of protect our precedent-setting nature of this.
Just to clarify, after we hear more conversations, more discussions, speaking to the building official. So technically speaking, back in June, they applied for a different door. It was approved. So technically she's asking that an approval be appealed, which appeals are only denials. So technically speaking, if she still wants to proceed, I don't know with that appeal, it's moved, right? Because it was approved. There's nothing here to overturn on that initial. What I think we need to hear is from the applicant to say, I didn't really want an appeal of June's decision. What I'm doing is I have a offering this as a new application for a different dog that would require not only approval, but also a new building permit to reflect a new dog if approved. Does that make sense to the chair?
That is absolutely what I'm asking for. I do not know the correct verbiage.
No. that's fine.
I am doing this as a homeowner, not as a contractor
Right,
or,
right. And
yeah, I just don't have the knowledge.
yeah, and not for nothing, an appeal will take even longer. So, you know.
I didn't know the correct word to you. I called asking if I could just get on the meeting agenda
Yeah.
and she said, will you please send me an email? And so I wrote
Yeah.
an email. I don't know the correct terms.
And again, we're happy to revisit it and discuss it and be open to, you know, ideas. So,
My question was more, I guess, just procedural for Ben. If step back and just say, okay, there's nothing for us, but if you're unhappy with our decision and you choose to appeal it, when would that be the zoning board next week? Is it a month? Is that, could we basically push it onto their responsibility to protect us from the precedent setting
So you're asking
nature of
whether
our
zoning
changing the
board
decision.
There's a timeframe, so she's got 20 days for the last decision, file that appeal, and again, going from my
For more than.
memory, I think within 30 days, it's got to be heard the appeal by that zoning board, but I don't even know what you're appealing. It's an approval and not a denial.
Oh,
You
So
appeal
the-
the denials, because you're asking the zoning board to overturn what you're doing, and we go negative, so it's really moot, it's a moot point. You
right.
can't really appeal an
approval.
approval,
Right.
right? It's got to be a whole new,
well, we didn't approve it as presented.
Right.
We approved a change.
Right.
We didn't approve it as it was presented.
but as you made the change, amended the application.
And the applicant at the
Correct.
time represented that was
Correct.
okay.
So literally, if you had the application, you would cross out the initial specifics, put in the new ones as what was done last month.
And I can, just for the record, for everybody's information here. Chair D. Bolster asked if the door could match the 6-panel existing door and the side light be simulated divided light as it currently is. Mr. Munden stated that that is not an issue.
Okay, yeah, I have no idea who Mr. Munden is. That
So-
must be one of the guys that my contractor sent.
So we approved the application with that amendment.
Mr. Chair, exactly. That's an amendment on the floor.
Right.
Basically saying, yes,
Okay.
we're changing it.
So,
That's.
so it was an approval, it wasn't a denial.
Can I request a
So is it the
revision?
new application then? Is that,
That's what I want.
we're treating this as a new
The
application?
applicant would go on the record and say, her intent is not to appeal an approval of different law, but approval of this law presented tonight.
Right.
And the condition of that would be to get a new building permit or reflect what's gonna possibly be approved today.
That is, yes, I request a new application with what he said.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't memorize it all, but that is what I'm asking.
So the application that you submitted to the board is a new application for a new door, correct?
Yes,
And if the board.
And
wants to
side
accept-
light.
Accept it as that, I legally, you're on solid. grounds.
But can we accept it as that, given the way this is written? Then,
I believe the intent of the application and the details on the application, and the testimony before you is sufficient
okay,
to fulfill requirements of an application.
Right.
Okay,
So we're gonna consider this as a new application. And as such, then discussed potentially accepting this new application with the caveats that this is, in our view, not ideal for the appropriateness of the historic nature of the house. We do recognize that there is greater potential that at some point in the future, somebody could come back and restore historic character to at least this door opening, if not the house proper. Sound about right with you guys?
yeah, I mean, Again,
Needs to make the motion.
yeah, somebody want to make a motion?
Okay, say it all again.
Say it. Go ahead.
I mean, I wanted to kind of get the feedback before I make a motion.
I think I'd be there.
Yeah.
I would be there.
And maybe include some record of what the door and sidelight look like today. Because we know it's not the original, of course, but to Davison's earlier point, maybe it was reckoning to something before it, and we just don't know. But I wouldn't want the new standard set to be the.
They also, hardship has been testified to, which is certainly part of the record. I think
Yep.
that's critical, yeah.
Yep. And, okay, so is that a motion on your part? Jesse?
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to repeat it, I can. I just wanted to get feedback with that question. But,
Yeah.
okay.
So say it clearly and-
Sure.
and succinctly.
Sure, so I think that what we're entertaining here is a new application with the doors presented as you presented them today, the products you presented today. So that's what we're considering. We're not considering what was presented and approved the last
And that's,
because you've demonstrated that there's hardship involved with previous rule. So per this new application, we are willing to entertain and although we see difficulty with the historic aspects of this application to some regard, we're hopeful that the nature of it allows for correction in the future. And that's the basis and the merit, in addition to your hardship, upon which we're considering approving this application.
I understand.
okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Condition that ain't.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, and I will also add for the record and for the general public, because people watching and so forth, that this is an exception. This is not protocol. This is not how you do things. Contractors need to know that they need a building permit in any town before they do anything, whether or not there's a historic district or not. And so I want that on the record, just for people to know that. So any other comments?
I would also add that there isn't any historic material being removed.
That is true.
Right.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All set.
Thank you so much. I really very much appreciate your consideration today.
You can have all your pictures if you need them or want them.
Do you need to keep them for the application? Okay.
This one maybe.
That one's part of
Yeah,
it.
this is,
That's what we've,
Yeah.
yeah.
all the other stuff you can
All
take.
right, good luck.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And give them an earful for us too.
Oh, I will give them an earful, make no mistake.
Thank you. Okay. Next, Jenny Flanagan, 46 Washington Street, replace front door.
Me too, because Jenny's my neighbor.
Good
Hello.
evening. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. You all worked with me, with my husband back in 2015 when
Mhm.
we bought the house and 2014 and did renovations, including changes to the exterior. At that time, the front door that I'm asking to be replaced right now wasn't even there. There was no way to get from the front porch to the ground floor unit without going basically around the back of the house. So we wanted to be able to get to the front porch from what became our living room. And so you can see from the pictures that there's now 2 doors onto the porch. The left one is to the second floor, the right one is to our first floor unit. And they're both fiberglass doors, which you guys really didn't like. So I don't think we got a tax credit for that. I want to put in a Dutch door because the dog runs out the screen door if it's open even a crack, and I want to get some light and ventilation in the summertime. So that's why I'm here, because the Dutch door is going to be a wooden door by Horner, which I assume you guys would be happy with.
So when you say a Dutch door, does that mean that the bottom and the top are separate? It's
Yep.
split like this?
Yep, you can open the top, the bottom, with the bottom staying closed.
Yep.
And I think I provided the the cut sheet, basically.
Yeah.
I am happy with either. I would like it to be a 9 light door.
Yeah.
I know that that's not entirely in keeping with the house.
Well, that's typical for a door like that.
And I'm happy with either 1 or 2 panels on the bottom, whichever is the pleasure of this board.
And so looking at the photos here, this is the door on the right,
On the
correct?
right.
Yep.
Yes, the one with the first next to it.
Okay,
Yep.
and it's the simulated divided light, right? It's got.
Yes, it's
piece on the
simulated
inside,
divided light.
Piece on the outside.
Whereas I assume the Horner Millworks is going to be true divided light.
Okay, any comments or questions from the board? Anybody, I'll say I think the 2 panel was more appropriate.
Yes.
About my only comment.
So just one question, Jenny. So your replacement door is gonna look very similar to the
One on the far
number
left there.
2, right?
Yep.
But it's gonna be a Dutch door.
It's
Will
going to be a Dutch
different.
door and it's going to be wood. And someday the one on the left will get replaced with wood as well. These wood
Right.
doors from Horner are
Very expensive.
very expensive.
But it's gonna have a very similar appearance.
It's gonna have a very similar look, and as you can tell from the street view, which is on the bottom of the last page.
Mhm.
Our screens are up,
Yeah,
and you know, it's the wood screens that we had made from scratch.
Yeah, it
And I
looks
think they
really
came out
nice.
really nice.
Very nice.
The screens are dark, and so in many ways you won't even be able to see this.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay, anybody else? Comments, questions? Anybody want to make a motion?
So motion to accept the application as presented with the 2 panel bottom Dutch door.
Okay. We have a second,
Second,
second by Eileen, all in favor?
aye,
Thank you,
you.
Penny.
thank you.
Okay, next, Harold and Deborah Consave, is that pronounced it right? Consave?
That's
28 Luther Street, installing lattice on porch. Good evening,
My name is Jerry Consof,
Console.
and I would like to apologize to all of you as well as to Mr. Cabral for trying to put up some fencing under your noses, which I didn't realize that that you had to have permission to do that. Okay? Reason being was because I wasn't expanding the premise that it was going against, and I wasn't doing anything to it. I was just trying to prevent kids from going underneath the porch. And I think if you want to have more pictures here, and with their bicycles, causing problems for basically me. That's, I can see there's nothing except for we originally came to it because we wanted to ensure the posts were in good condition and we could you know, ensure that they wouldn't mean any harm, or cause any harm to anyone.
And does your application include replacing the repairing the porch and?
Well, the actual porch, this is, all right.
Yeah, sure.
This is Trex over here, but we are putting new banisters in, and of course, the new banisters, new spokes. Really, I mean, this is a free family there. We've been there for 5 years. We only want to maybe.
Okay, but it
That
just
is-
says installing lattice on the porch, so it doesn't
Well, that
include
was
the,
what, Rawls and
it doesn't include the, I mean, that's a whole different,
seems like it's.
So how this came about, we had an anonymous complaint of work without a permit. I went to the property and met with the applicant. There was severe rot underneath. So
Yep.
he was actually working with the structural members. And part of that was to put the facade. So the structural members, I do not believe would be heard by this board. So it would just be the lattice and what's outside.
The porch.
The porch.
The porch railings, because that's really major to change that, because they look pretty original.
They are,
You've got a nice top rail,
and what's going in there will be the original design.
the same, okay, wood.
This is a very common design you would see.
Yep.
you see
Okay,
about
so
every
these are
house.
wood, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
and then,
Oh, no.
and then you're boxing out.
Excuse me, I don't lead you astray. These are not wood.
No,
This
I
is-
can see that. That's
Okay.
plastic, yes.
All right, but this is wood and will remain wood.
Okay, and you will be repairing these boxed out
Exactly.
just the way they are now.
That's right.
Okay, that probably should be in the application.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem, the application doesn't mention any of that.
No,
Well, I never really, I never came before a board, before, so I didn't know how to fill it out. So, to be honest with you, the people that are planning, they're all stuff me out.
this is right here. This is intact. This corner one.
No, it's wood.
Yes, I know, but it's intact. That's the way it's supposed to look.
Oh, yes.
Yes, okay.
And
So
that's the way it will look.
that will be repeated, the same
That's
moldings.
correct. They
Okay,
will all look the same. I
Okay.
agree with you. It's definitely necessary for that to look the same.
okay. The lattice underneath should be wood, not plastic. And
I
it
don't know if
should be boxed in. The thing is, the application, it doesn't really spell out like how you're gonna finish this off.
Well-
And you can get the tax credit.
No, I don't,
On the-
I don't.
Oh,
great.
I know, okay,
But-
just,
but-
can you let me explain?
Sure.
If you do it that way, you will get some tax credit, which will help to pay for the wood lattice as opposed to the plastic lattice.
But I can't
Sir,
afford
sir,
the wood lattice.
Sorry, can you go back to the microphone, please?
It's for the record,
Being recorded.
so because it's being recorded.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Right, sir,
Yeah, the-
sir.
So,
No, to the microphone.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
so can I ask a basic question? Are you doing this work yourself?
I am myself, and I have a friend who's helping me. This is
Okay.
not there is no contractor involved, there's no money involved. The only money involved is what I have to, I'm using my credit card at Home Depot.
Mr. Chair, just for the record, I have to just clarify. So this is a three-family home,
Yes,
multifamily.
Is your microphone on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't hear me?
okay.
Sorry, I must speak too softly. This is a multifamily home, so part of the stop work order is also that a contractor must be hired to do the work. By law in the state of Rhode Island, a homeowner can only work on a single family owner occupied. This is not the situation. So this applicant will need to hire a contractor to do this work.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, but it's the porch, correct? And the porch is on my side of the house. The other two floors are on the other side. So I'm only really repairing my side.
I'm not going to argue that point in this venue, but
Well,
by
you were
law,
there, you know, it's-
but by law, you are going to need to hire a contractor.
when you say the other side, I don't know what that means.
It's the other side of the house, but it's one property.
Oh, okay.
The permits are issued by the property.
So, the reason I ask is, when I pull up an image of this on the house.
Yes, sir.
As you can see,
Yeah,
there's, the columns go straight down to the ground.
yeah,
They're all cased.
yes.
I don't know the age of that photo. It looks fairly recent.
Right.
But-
Yeah, yeah, that was that was taken from one of my, my
5 years
rentals, my
ago, it
rentals.
says.
Okay, so it's 5 years old, so it's fairly recent.
Not more than that. That's
But,
it.
but since then, it appears that there's a whole bunch of columns that have been added underneath.
Yeah,
Right,
You see this?
but they had to substantiate what is already there.
So where are the four paste columns that are in the picture from fairly recently? Did you remove them?
did you remove these
I
four?
didn't take anything. Those columns are still there.
Is it a different side of the house that you're looking
No,
at?
that's the front. That's the front.
I'm totally confused.
In that picture, I don't know why I don't have that picture.
He just gave me this one.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
He just gave me this.
That's online.
Right, so here's
You look
one,
at the
here's
silver.
one box. Where's the column?
Where's the
Is that
lineup?
this one?
So-
That must be this one. This must be this one.
But these used to go
Yeah, so this is it. See each of these
Those are the original.
The
these
footings?
footings that are infilled footings,
Right.
those are the originals.
Right.
1, 2, 3, and
Four.
imagine is the fourth one.
Right.
Mhm.
So, Matt, you were not aware that he was doing all this structural work underneath?
In the railing?
No, so when I did the stop work order, that's when I observed the structural work.
It was already done.
Yes, and it was needed, because the structure that was there was rotted and in very bad, state. So,
To be honest with you, I had somebody that he wanted $60,000 to do the whole job. And but he said, I can't do the job till January, and I don't think it's gonna last out. So it was like an emergency, either that or I would have to just let it slide. It shouldn't have been anything, for anything.
Okay, well,
They didn't want to
So-
do it that way.
this has presented a couple of things. So the casings were removed on the original posts.
Correct.
Right.
Not all of them, but 99,
Well,
probably
all of them.
75%.
Well-
I really haven't looked at it.
So each of the.
All the
columns-
casings have been,
Oh, I guess we didn't. Yep, okay. I didn't realize.
and typically, when you put lattice under a porch, it goes in between the cased posts. Right, so there'll be a panel of the lattice in between each open space. Between the cased posts, you know what I'm saying?
In other words, you want it in between the two posts,
Yeah.
Well, there's
instead of
four.
in front of or instead of in back of.
Right.
You're looking. Is that correct?
But as I look at this now, it appears that the new posts are so far forward
It's gonna be impossible.
that it would prevent those panels of lattice being put where they should have gone.
Right. But you can't, but to replace them will be outrageously expensive. And many of them were not straight down, they were on an angle. Because it was already sliding.
Because if it looked like this today, it would be very easy to put the three sections of lattice.
I wanted to do it
In
that's
between.
When we bought the house, that was our plan to do it, but it was one of those things where, we never got around to, we did this, we did that.
Do you do building work yourself?
I do all the work.
But no, I mean, in general, outside of your own home.
Oh, do I work for other people?
No, I'm just saying, are you a builder? Are you a carpenter?
No. I was on the road.
So you weren't aware that you needed a building permit? That's my question.
No. Matter of fact, I was thinking about this today or yesterday, and I lived in 5 different Rhode Island towns where I've owned houses in each one, and none of them was I required to get a permit. Only because the work I was doing was minimal.
Well, this is more than minimal. Obviously, this is structural, so. You need a permit for any structural work, and in most cases for any exterior work on a building in any town.
See, I thought it was just like this lady here with the door, that she was gonna set it up. She had to have the right door to meet qualification. And I thought, well, at least I'm I'm
Yeah.
reading qualification.
I don't think we should get into the reasons
No.
that you'd have to pull a permit here. I mean, it's beyond our purview, but structural obviously qualifies, not the same thing as putting a new door and side light in.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, I just threw that out.
So, yeah, getting back to the matter at hand.
You
there's
need a
couple-
contractor, you need someone to draw up how this is supposed to look. You know,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to pay somebody to do that. You can appeal it to the zoning board.
I'm just.
You can appeal our denial to the zoning.
I'm sorry,
You can appeal our denial to the zoning board.
because I'm just a guy who's looking for a house
Mhm.
to rent and stay in for the rest of my life. instead of being burdened on
So you live there, that's your home?
that
Yeah.
first floor and rent the other two. in my home.
I mean, in any regard, the application,
79 years old next to. Well,
All right.
the application as presented just says installing lattice on the porch.
Right.
Well-
I don't even know if there's enough information just in that to make any kind of judgment one way or another.
Well, Matt, you've already stated that the work has to be done by a licensed contractor, correct? Okay, so this kind of puts it out of our hands. This takes that out of our hands. And it would have to go to zoning
No.
for an appeal.
Well, we haven't made any decision, so there's nothing to appeal.
But we can't decide.
Well, then there's
because-
nothing, there's still nothing to appeal if we don't decide anything. So
Okay.
I would
okay.
say that we continue it until you bring your contractor in so that we can speak directly to him and figure this out.
And suppose he comes up with the same figures, 40, 50, 60,000 dollars. Where am I supposed to get that?
To put lattice in, I mean, I don't know what,
For lattice? No, you get for the whole job.
I don't want to
I
get
don't
into
like
these
iron.
discussions.
Yeah,
I don't want to do this.
No,
Well,
me either.
Okay, so,
Sir.
sir,
Right, yes,
may I interrupt respectfully? Got two options here, basically. You submit an application, as you can hear the board, it's insufficient in terms of details. If you ask them the board to make a decision, they'll make a decision. You can hear where the board's going in terms of just the application itself. The alternative is you ask the board respectfully to continue to sum up and get the additional information that they're seeking. That's your two options.
with the contractor,
With the contract,
Yeah.
yep, with the contract, with a better plan, et cetera. Yes,
yeah.
that's your two options.
And he'd have to bring in some sort of, at least a minimal drawing of what he's
Mhm.
proposing here.
Right. And we,
Because all the casings have been removed, you know, on the posts. You know, it used to be, as I pulled up here, it used to be, you know, very handsome
yes,
with the posts and the casing and everything else.
except that everyone is right.
Well, that's fine.
Okay.
We can rebuild those. They can be rebuilt. But you can't just go in and do, you know, this, you know, the house that Jack built.
It's structural, it's Rhode Island law as.
Yeah, there's codes, there's all kinds of stuff.
So do you mind, will this work? I just want a question. Promise. Suppose we did that covering for all of these, I would have maybe more board, I mean, more of these
Panels.
coverings. But at least everyone would be covered. And then I can put the screens behind.
Well, that,
They're gonna stick out.
Will
there
that work?
because they're improperly.
yeah, they're all, I mean,
They're
they
not-
don't lined up.
Well, we'll have to work it out, again, like you said.
And because it's a multifamily, by law, you need a contractor. So,
okay, so from our purview though, I just want to, I'm sorry, I just want to kind of jump in here. So we can give you some ideas about what we'd be looking for, right? We're going to continue, it sounds like we're going to continue. The ideal situation is you come back with a contractor who you've fed information. I mean, meeting minutes will be available from this meeting and everything. You can give it to the contractor. What we're looking for is dimension drawings about what you propose to do with the porch to address the look of the porch so that it matches as much as possible what was existing previously. In
Right.
terms of the casing, the dimensions of the casings, things like that, the sort of character, the look of it, right? And in addition, the expectation is from a historic perspective, if you're going to put lattice in there, typically the lattice is a frame panel that fits between each of those posts.
This is framed. So you can see it right up here, the bar going across.
Right, but it's the lattice panel would go underneath that.
Right.
Anyway, you have to get back to the mic.
Yeah.
Sir, you really have to get back to the microphone.
Sorry.
This is being streamed live. So people at home have the right to hear what you're saying. So please just talk into the microphone right there. Thank you.
It just,
That's all I was gonna say.
yeah. Okay, so, you're gonna come back with your contractor and as detailed a plan as you can, showing exactly what you're proposing to do here, because it looks like you're doing more than just this lattice. You're gonna be doing the railing.
Well, I was gonna do
Probably
that
the
anyway,
longer.
so that doesn't bother me. That was part of the project.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna leave broken railing. Put all this money in.
Sure, but the concern I think that Dave's is leading.
Right, they need to see if it's.
we want to see it in its totality. You know what I mean? Because we just assume do this once, do it right,
Right.
send you on your way.
I
And
understand.
same with us, you know,
Not a
so,
problem. Nice meeting you all. Thank you.
okay,
Motion to continue will be appropriate. Mr. Chair.
okay.
Motion to continue, 28 Luther Street.
Okay, I'll second that with the proviso that the applicant will return with his contractor and a detailed plan next month. Sound good? Okay, we have a motion, a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. What's next here? David and Sarah Weed. I have to recuse myself on this, so. Jesse? You got this.
All right. Okay, so,
Yeah, doesn't matter.
removal of the existing wood gutters and replacement with new cedar gutters and fascia boards needed, downspout is needed, and paint matching to paint matchings here. I mean, in looking at this, it looks pretty straightforward.
Mhm.
Is the idea that the dimensions, the profiles, and everything would just be
Everything
replicated?
stay the same.
Okay. All right. Now, the downspouts obviously are not historic, they're aluminum replacements. So if there's replacement of those downspouts, is it going to be the same?
The metal downspouts.
Mhm.
They're not historic.
Not, yeah, right. Okay. I mean, the scope of the work seems
Very straightforward.
limited and straightforward to me, so I don't really
Yes.
have an issue. The issues here.
We're still in the process of identifying a contractor to.
Yeah.
Do the removal of the existing,
Oh, okay.
because,
So you're thinking two contractors, one to
right, he's
remove,
not,
one to install?
no, he'll put the new ones up.
Yeah.
But he won't take the old ones down.
Aha.
Oh.
So I talked to
very
him
strange.
today, and he suggested getting A+ contract. A+ contracting. I haven't spoken with them, but
Did he say why he doesn't want to remove?
he doesn't have the equipment or the labor to do it.
To take the downspout down?
No,
Oh,
to
so
take.
it's
Take the old wood
fascia
gutters?
Oh,
Existing, it's a
oh,
lot of work to take that off.
oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he wants another crew to come in, simply remove what's there, and then he'll replace it.
Oh.
I
okay.
just, I ask because I want to make sure there's not he didn't state some issue of liability there or.
No,
or
he
issue
didn't-
with
No, he's just as,
damage.
it's labor, it's,
Okay.
you know.
Alright.
He could put the new ones up, but he doesn't have a crew that can take the old ones down.
So one suggestion I have, and again, this is optional. The wooden gutters have like round downspouts and they do make really nice round gutters. That would be more appropriate.
Yeah.
If you want to go that way. I
Okay,
mean,
we can find it. Yeah.
okay,
I mean, it would look nicer and it would,
Sure.
you know, even though like obviously historically it would be copper or something ridiculously expensive these
Yes,
days.
yes.
I don't
You know,
think we're gonna do
But
copper.
the profile.
The
right?
profile is nicer.
After the tariffs, no copper.
Yeah, exactly.
So round profile, as you said.
Yeah.
Is
In
more
white,
historic,
right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pleased with the application and
So when the work is done, we'll submit the final bill.
yes,
Could very well be double what, I don't know.
let's hope not.
Let's hope not.
so are you wanting to, I don't see any quote in here. Oh, wait.
It's
no,
for
wait,
9,600.
So are you wanting to apply for the tax credit for the?
Yeah.
9,600?
Right.
I mean, we prove for 11,000 or something. What do you think here?
Yeah, I would say.
Because it's probably gonna be overage. I mean, this 9,600 is
That's just
just the gutters.
the new gutters.
Yeah, so you're probably gonna end up with some replacement parts and pieces here.
Oh, we're talking removal and replacement
I would probably say
of
12
the fascia.
would be safe. Up to 12.
Does that include painting them too? I see linseed oil, but also a roll of lead. So are they gonna be lead lined gutters
Not
or?
lead lined, but at the joints, he has to do lead.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's gonna be
corners.
linseed
the-
treated on the,
Standard.
And
And
then
he's
see,
replacing it with cedar, not fir. I've had many of the gutters replaced with fir. They don't last.
they don't
Well,
last.
because they're not slow growth.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have some of the original gutters from 1898, as far as I know, are still there.
Yeah,
And they're fine because they were cedar.
well, cedar and, you know, even with the variants of the pine,
Yeah,
things like that, the growth is slow, so it's a tight grain. It
Right.
doesn't rock quite the way
exactly.
the newer
True.
fastwoods.
So we want to get the whole house done and not have to keep bringing people back 5 years.
So,
Did we make a motion?
Yep.
Is everybody,
Are we moving to, are we basically gonna be moving to approve this application as presented? With tax credits in excess of what's presented to account for
Right,
demolition costs, the removal
Correct.
costs?
Mhm.
In the amount of
I said 12.
a total of 12, does that sound reasonable, David?
it could
Can
be
you
more
just
than
make
that.
it
I
a-
have no idea.
12,000, keep the quad. Up to date, as the bills come in. So
Yeah.
you see it, you go back.
So I'll submit the bills as soon as we have.
As soon as you know, if it's wildly different, we should know,
Yes,
because we would
Yeah.
have to
Exactly.
vote differently.
Okay,
Mhm.
hopefully I'll get it done by this fall. Who knows?
And are there any things that we would want the applicant to return for if there were changes? It just, replacing kind is very simple, but I often find with gutter replacements that you might have a contractor who recommends upsizing your gutters or upsizing your downspouts for increased rain and you're in a shady area. Might not happen, but I don't know if there's anything we'd want
I
to
don't think there's a
review.
lot of choice when it comes to wooden cedar gutters.
Mhm.
You,
Well, they need to be
you,
bigger.
you buy what's available.
Mhm.
It's not like they have 6 sizes.
I guess I'm just saying, I agree with the in-kind. I just don't feel like it's enough information yet, just in case something were to change. But
yeah, you could come back and,
Yeah.
you know, we
If
could
there's-
approve what this.
If there's some
application
major
entails.
change, I'll come
If
back.
there's a major change.
Right.
Another application.
Yeah.
And you never know, you remove old stuff, you find things.
Sure.
Mhm.
especially if any of those gutters do date to the 1860s,
Mhm.
I think you're gonna find something back there.
Yeah.
Hopefully not too many squirrels.
Yes. Oh, God.
All right,
Okay.
we good?
Yeah.
All
I
right,
think we're good.
you want me to make a motion?
Sure.
So I move that we accept the application as currently written and cite for tax credits an amount of $12,000. Keep us up to date with any of the billings.
Okay,
and-
Or changes.
Or change.
Yep.
Here, changes to the application as needed.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, David.
then Davison can come back and paint it.
There you go. I was
The bill
wondering,
goes
I
up
was
to
wondering if that was
30,000.
happening.
Okay, next, Red Buoy LLC, Adam Rose, 6 Westminster Street, repair soffit, wrap, exterior trim around windows. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
Hi.
Evening.
So for the app, here at the request of the building department in response to a request to conduct the repairs that are put forth in the application to pre-existing vinyl soffits, plastic shutters, trims, soffits, etc. All of the existing materials appear to be from circa early 2000s, and as such, they lack any historical value or historical character. No tax credits are being sought, nor is anything of any historical value being removed. This is simply necessary repair.
Okay,
I thought you were gonna wrap wood in here.
The aluminum, wrapping the aluminum, yes, correct. Yep, for the app.
so it says. I can get this correct.
So right now, the wood soffits are exposed
They're exposed one.
and the
by-
window trim is also exposed.
Correct,
So you would have to continue to paint that.
correct. Fix any rot.
So the current casings around the windows are not covered in vinyl?
I don't, some of them maybe, I don't believe all of them are, but if there were, some of the wood is damaged, so it needs to be repaired accordingly.
Are you the owner? Do you live there?
It's a family occupied property, but I'm not a contractor.
So you're not the owner or the contractor?
I am not the contractor, I'm the owner, it's a family property, I'm the principal.
So.
So you are the owner.
You're the owner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
As you probably gathered from our previous discussions, if you already have, if the wood is exposed currently, we would not be in favor of wrapping it with anything. We'd be in favor of maintaining it properly, painting it. That's our mandate permission here in the historic district.
so.
Yeah, I mean, our preference would obviously be to wrap it so it's maintenance free, there's no historical value in the existing one line. And it's there's no historical value to the existing one by whatever the wood that's there. It's not old. Again, I think it's circa.
I'm sure it's been replaced at some
So
point.
it's just,
Yeah.
it's just creating a maintenance-free environment.
And you're not sure which windows, so you think all the windows have not been covered with, the window casings have not been
Not
covered?
all of the casings are covered. It looks like somebody started, didn't finish.
It's hard to tell from the photos.
Photos, yeah.
Um, The corner boards are wood too? Can't tell from the photos.
That's gotta be fine.
I think it's all.
I think those are vinyl.
Right. Oh, because of the siding,
Yes.
right. And what about the rest of the porch, like the columns and?
Columns are all vinyl.
But all the eaves and soffits on the porch are wood.
Some of it is existing AZAC, I believe. Some of it's wood. It's kind of a mishmash.
Okay. It's the pleasure of the board.
How much are you trying to replace? That's the other
Yeah,
thing I'm trying
it's
to
not
understand.
fully
Is
damaged.
it's just repaired? Is there a rough square footage of vinyl you're trying?
It's, yeah, so there's only a very small section of vinyl that's been, well, I don't know the exact square footage. I don't want to give inaccurate information.
Yeah.
But this is a minor repair. We're repairing wood that's rotted and then we want to wrap and get the soffit in there so that it's a maintenance-free environment. We're not taking anything of historic value out and we're not making any major alterations to the property. It's in like character of what's already there.
Because from the photos, we can't see any rot.
Any what?
Rot.
I mean, it's deteriorated, yeah, a little bit.
It looks like it might need a paint job, but it doesn't look,
Yeah.
there's no information or evidence of any deterioration in the photos.
It needs repair.
So I know I would be in favor of just, keeping it painted. And if there is any woodwork that needs to be repaired, you can do so in kind.
I'd support that.
I mean, like, it just doesn't go with the character of the existing vinyl. You got the corner boards, everything's, it just, you're you're further mishmashing at that point. There's no historical value in doing it that way.
Well, it's in the historic district, so by its very nature, it does have historic value.
But by wrapping wood, one by wood, which is not historic, doesn't add to any historic character.
No, it further sets it back away from being
Circa 2000.
preserving its historic character. In other words, our primary charge is to determine whether or not it would negatively affect the historic value of the property.
Yeah, I don't
So-
think there's any historic value to what's being done.
Well, that's your subjective opinion, frankly.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's circa 2000 materials, they can't be historic.
Well, but the design and the architecture is, so,
One by,
roughly, well, that's all it ever was. I mean, it's not.
we don't
fan-
know that, we were only supposing it.
It's a mill house. They weren't fancy,
I wasn't there in the but I think we just want to get it so that it's good and it's not a mishmash.
Yeah.
And in like time that's already pre-existing.
Yeah, the whole neighborhood, there was about a dozen of these built right in that neighborhood. At the same time, they were tenements for the mill back in the 1880s. So, anybody want to make a motion or have any other comments or questions?
So when you say repair or replace pre-existing vinyl siding, how much are you replacing? What of the siding?
The
Is it-
siding, I think there's a very small section of a couple crown boards that just need to be replaced.
Okay, so you're not residing the whole thing,
Correct, we are not.
you're just.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, because again, there's no evidence in the photos that show
Any damage.
any damage or.
And
anything.
Yeah, some of the other corner boards. Yeah, it's just been a mishmash.
does the board have any preference on, or do we have any purview about the type of replacement vinyl shutters, or do we not? They're gonna be replaced in kind, I don't think we have much we can say, do we care?
They're not, these are vinyl anyway, right?
Right,
So,
Home Depot.
yeah, there's not any,
No value there.
they have.
It
And
just doesn't make sense to take you down and paint them when you can buy one for a fraction of the cost.
I think my only preference would be, if you are gonna replace them all, that you wouldn't have the little arch detail.
What is it?
The plainer the better. There's an arch detail on the top of these.
Can I approach?
Yeah, sure, come on up. This little, it's an arch, I think straight,
make them square.
straight
That's some-
louvers. I imagine it's
think so,
pretty,
yeah.
it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Just simple as possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's available, sure.
All right, that would just be a one request that I have, and I don't think we can, I'm of the position, you don't wrap what is currently exposed wood, we just can't approve that. So I would not approve that part of your application, wrapping the soffits or things that are currently exposed wood. I understand the house is vinyl sided and has had some things covered already, and we can't do anything about that. You're not moving to replace it. But I don't think we can promote further encapsulation of the historic building.
So we would,
I would agree to that.
sorry,
Oops. I said I would agree with that.
I agree with Carolyn.
So paint and repair what's exposed and not wrapped, no new wrapping. And everything else, I think we need to
Make that a
approve.
Form of a motion.
I'm sure. I move that we approve a portion of the application for 6 Westminster Street that involves repair or replace discrete sections of pre-existing vinyl siding, replacing existing vinyl shutters with the request that the replacement shutters be as simple as design as possible. we do not approve wrapping with aluminum, any of the pre-existing window trim or the
Or vinyl.
aluminum or vinyl. And we request anything that's currently wood be repaired and painted as is.
I'll second that.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Here you go.
Have a good week.
Thank you. Okay, next, Sarah Broder and Hadley Arnold, 928 Main Street. Remove vinyl siding, repair clapboard, corner boards, trim, restore porch, repointing foundation, replace front door, one window. All right, that's just what's on the agenda. It doesn't mention the addition, but I know there's the addition as well.
I'm hard of hearing. If you're speaking to me, I'm not catching anything. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just read through what's on the agenda. It didn't mention the addition in here, so I just added that there is the addition of the addition to the agenda. It's in your application, don't worry.
It's in the application is complete.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
I'm Hadley Arnold. I'm not the homeowner. I'm here representing Sally Browder, who is the homeowner.
Yep.
1890 house on Main Street, not in the historic district. Sally is planning an addition, a kitchen remodel. We know that has nothing to do with property tax credits, but she's also planning to replace roof and gutters, remove vinyl siding, and restore patch, prime, paint, existing historic clapboard underneath, including corner boards, door and window trim, etc. Repair a sagging porch at the front of the house. There's some question about window replacement, and I would say we're not entirely clear yet on whether we're having somebody make a window that goes in this location at the front of the house, that we not do it at all, or that we use a manufactured window. So in some ways, I'd like to sort of take the window off the equation, but I recognize you may want to know that as context for what are you doing with the house.
Okay. Well, you've very clearly spelled out the various aspects of the project here in the beginning, in the summary. And so I think the best way to do this would be to just go through these so that we're all on the same page. Okay? So remove 20th century vinyl siding, repair porch, replace 19th century clapboard siding.
Repair
I'm-
patch and replace.
Oh, repair, patch, and replace. Okay.
The siding.
And I'm assuming that's only where it's bad.
Yeah.
You have no intention of replacing the whole house.
Right, and the risk we're taking is that we've only looked under, one tiny little sample.
Yeah.
You all probably have a lot more experience in this than we do, but
Yep.
we'll see what we find.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, typically the south side is gonna be the one in the worst condition.
Yeah.
Which
And-
is where
and-
we're doing a lot of work anyway, so that's sort of to our benefit.
And the fact that the building's only 140 years old.
Yeah.
It's probably not in terrible shape on the other three sides.
The
That's,
two contractors who peaked shared that assessment. like,
yeah,
Yeah.
It's in pretty good shape.
yeah. That's typical, because again, you're talking old growth wood, lead paint, things that lasted. So,
Yeah.
okay, all siding and trim, to match historical, trim in materials, dimensions, profile, et cetera. Okay, so check. The next one, restore, patch, repair, prime, paint, 19th century front porch. I'm sorry, it's fine print here. My glasses aren't as strong as they used to be. Repair foundations, footings, repair wood deck and stair treads, etc. Historical decorative trim to remain. No changes to configuration of historical porch railing, or stairs. Okay, check. Corner boards, window and door surrounds, and other decorative features will be repaired or replaced in kind. And again, I'm sure you're aware the common pine that they sell in the stores today is essentially junk. So try to use some sort of a wood that's more durable, cedar, mahogany, what have you. There's different options out there. Not the finger jointed stuff, you know. Replace existing light asphalt shingles roof with new 40-year architectural shingle roof. Roof shingles of medium dark charcoal tone. No changes to roof form on existing farmhouse. Okay, check.
Question to the group about roofs. Lighter is better for, solar gain in that house. Darker is better from the historic aesthetic
Right.
point
It's
of
a
view.
conundrum.
Do you weigh in on that? Do you care? Do you tilt?
We don't have any jurisdiction over color.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, the Secretary of the Interior standards prefer dark, and that's supposedly what we administer, but I agree with you, light is better for light
Yeah,
reflection.
and if it
so
matches
perhaps
the
we should
house.
Get involved.
Yeah.
One more time.
If it matches the house, the original house and the addition, as long as they coordinate.
Got it.
All right, well, we're just talking about the original house. right?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Okay, remove aluminum screen door in front entry, replace with historically appropriate wood screen door from Reform. Okay, check. Replace existing kitchen window with new Anderson 40 series, 400 series, excuse me.
So two thoughts on that.
Single hung. Now, what is a single hung?
There, one sash moves the bottom.
Oh, I
section
see.
of it.
Okay, so the top is fixed.
Right, and as I say, I think the jury's still out on, are we gonna get somebody to build us replacement windows? Or are we going to go Anderson? If we go Anderson, we're actually going with a different product than what I specified a week ago. E series is the more likely, so.
Okay,
I sort of want to put a circle around window as to be determined. Is that something that we could come back about when we have greater clarity? Does it make a big difference to you which, whether it's a custom window or an Anderson product that's meant to resemble a historic window?
I mean, if we were to be honest, if the rest of the house has original sash, certainly if you're only replacing a couple of them, it would certainly be nice if the others matched
Agreed.
the existing.
On the historic part,
Yeah.
regardless of what we're doing on the L.
Yeah.
That would be our preference. It's our hope. I just can't guarantee it.
Yeah.
Yes.
To match historic windows in profile, glazing, configuration, trim details, materials, etc.
I can guarantee it about the front. We won't do an Anderson product. If she adds this window in the front, that will absolutely be custom to match what is already existing in the
Okay.
dining room. The rear kitchen window, which is of probably less concern, and I guess I have to remind myself, we're not in a historic district in this case.
Yes,
But
mhm.
yeah,
And you-
kitchen window, I think we're not certain yet.
Not custom.
Okay.
It would be.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, using true divided light muntins. So because it's not technically within the historic district, would the historic part of this project be eligible for tax credits?
I think if
Okay,
it's over.
we can come back.
Because it's over 100
If it's over
years
100
old.
years.
Yeah, I think so.
Sponsoring program
I just want to
has.
formalize it,
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then, all right, so why don't we, all right, so my only comment on all of that is that there is no estimate from a contractor
So
that we would need to approve the tax credits.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
question. So we have ballpark numbers, which I shared in an email to Maya. Roof, siding, porch, and one window.
these are from two licensed contractors, back of envelope numbers, that might be in the vicinity of $90,000 worth of work. We are not getting this bid until start of next month. Can we come back when we have
Of course.
concrete
Oh, yeah.
prices?
Yeah.
What do we do? Submit that to building department? Like,
We would still have to vote on it. So
one more time?
we would still have to vote on it.
So
To
should we
approve it.
continue the application pending the receipt of an estimate?
I mean, I think we can approve the
Oh, yeah, can you do?
we can approve the concept of the project and all of the details, the architectural and specifics of the materials and all of that. And then, but we can't approve the
That
tax
it would
credit.
be eligible for tax credits,
Right.
but
But
we
would
need a number to.
Yeah, you can't assign a value until you have those
Right.
quotes.
An estimate.
Right, and we
Right.
don't have those quotes.
That's fine.
yet, But we wanted to get in your pipeline.
We're not
so-
going anywhere,
Okay, great.
Yeah.
at least as far as we know.
And it is a concept thing that we're doing right now.
One
Yeah.
more time.
It's a concept, like we'd be approving a concept.
Okay,
Well,
I
no,
mean,
all the specifics,
Oh, the specific,
oh, yeah,
right, but,
but not the tax credits, that's all,
yeah,
okay?
oh, right, yeah, not the tax credit.
do I come back before you with the
Yes.
credits
Yes.
or just to submit to building department?
You can submit it. I don't think you would necessarily have to be here physically because there's no
You've
other
explained it
information.
once.
We've already heard, the information. And I mean, I'm of the opinion that we can vote on all the specifics of everything that we've just outlined tonight. Okay? And then pending the input of the contractor's estimate. And so we would just vote on that as a formality next month, once you submit it.
Would say, let's not call it a formality, just because if there's some issue, if there's no representation, there's no path forward in terms of.
True, it's true,
If there's a question, I mean, it wouldn't hurt for you to be here.
yeah,
Yeah.
That, you can absolutely.
I think that makes
absolutely.
sense.
Is that,
Yeah.
That's fair. The only thing I'm concerned about, just make sure that work is not started until you approve
the tax
the
credit?
tax credit. Because it
That's
voids-
right.
it's black and white, it voids it.
I think you ran into this before where
Mhm.
Yep.
Got
the
it.
work
So-
can't start without us
So we
approving.
get our bids from a contractor and we bring them to you before we actually get underway. So
Yes.
Yes.
it's unlikely that we'll have that by your August meeting. It'll probably be your September meeting.
Okay,
Okay.
And just for my purposes, educating myself, estimated cost of exterior renovations, 40,000 for exterior cladding, 35 for roof, 15 for porch repair. Is it likely given what we just discussed, that is a level of approval for the tax credit?
So we don't really get into second guessing what the contractor
bring the-
says. And
bring-
the
bring the
tax
quote.
assessor might later,
Fine.
honestly, but we would approve that what you've outlined sounds like historically, beneficial, helpful to the district, not the district, but
The town.
preserving the house as a whole. So we would approve it from that perspective, and we just need to attach a number to it. And I do know sometimes the tax assessor takes another look at it later on down the line.
Got it.
Okay, so we're all clear on that?
Yep, now let's get to the juicy part.
So, all right, well, why don't we take a motion on all of that? All right, because it's completely,
Why would we just continue it until?
Yeah, I don't think we should take a motion on a portion of the application, we're gonna do a motion on the entire application. Don't we?
no, we can split it up.
Okay,
Right? Well, I mean, whatever.
So what are you, are you?
All of
thinking
the,
that we
all
would
of the work,
somehow make-
all of the work on the existing house, which is, as far, I haven't heard any
nope,
contesting of any of that. That we could approve in concept and in specific.
But it's a tax credit application. It's not in the district. So if we're not
So it's
approving a
only-
tax credit amount.
Correct.
well,
So we're not even
Is
issuing a
it not
certificate,
called a certificate of appropriateness?
right,
Even
because
if
it's
you're
outside the district, right?
It is, yeah.
It
correct.
is called a certificate of
Yes, that's
appropriateness. We
what
thought
that-
that's what we were applying for.
Okay.
Was a certificate of appropriateness.
So we are approving a certificate of appropriateness?
because the house is over 100 years old. and
Yes,
it's
correct.
voluntarily
Oh, okay,
put
yes.
in, so
If it's a
into the
certain
district.
criteria that on the section 4-181 definitions, B2, designated as an outlining residential property by the town, which was constructed at least 100 years ago and has architectural period style. So if it's criteria, so yes,
Okay.
it is a certificate of appropriateness.
Okay,
But I would suggest that there's not a rush in approving this by the applicant. Certainly, she heard what the board's saying. And if she doesn't need approval tonight, I do think that's clean and clearer if we do it as one approval.
okay.
Okay.
So we're obviously all on board with all the work that's proposed for the main part of the house.
So we do a repeat plus bids?
So do we?
No, you
move
don't have to go through all of this except for we just need the contractor's estimate.
The meeting will note certificate of appropriateness is.
We're
approved in
continuing, we're
spirit.
continuing the application.
Okay,
No need for new discussion next time, but
Right.
continuing the application until such time as we get numbers from you, so that we have a number to attach to our approval.
okay, got it.
Right.
Great.
Okay. Now, let's get into the addition. The addition,
Oh, do we talk about the addition too?
Yeah,
well,
it's part of the application, yes.
it's,
No, the
But it's not
addition's
in
actually
this
not
yet.
part of the application.
It's not
Oh.
part of the application.
It
Yeah,
says
I-
interior kitchen remodel plus new L.
I'm here to get a certificate of appropriateness for the work on the house that triggers getting a tax credit for
Got you.
the homeowner, Sally Browder. I understood that new construction is not eligible for that discussion.
Right,
is that
I-
true?
it's true.
Correct. Yeah, new
Yeah.
construction? No.
Sorry, it was in the application text, so I thought.
Yeah, it's in
The
the
application
application.
text specifically says provided only for context. We recognize it's not eligible.
Mhm.
Okay,
If that's not accurate, we can have a
That
conversation
is
about it.
accurate.
But I did not come prepared to have a conversation at the end.
okay,
All right.
And if you want to, we could, I suppose, we're the last ones.
well, I mean, if you want our feedback or not, that's up to you, so.
Yeah,
We do this for free, so,
I just want to be sure I understand, new construction is not eligible for that tax credit.
correct.
Nor is it required to run it by you because it's not in the historic district. So I would say we do not have to discuss the.
okay.
Correct?
Correct,
Yes.
correct.
If you want to, we will. If you don't, we won't.
No, we don't.
We
I'm sure
don't
it's gonna
do
be
color.
beautiful.
We don't do color.
Got
Yeah. So,
Okay, so, motion to continue this until next month,
Pending the quotes from.
pending the quotes from the
Yes,
it. Pending
contractor.
the quotes.
Yes.
Got it.
That's it.
mhm.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, of course. Thank you for
Okay, we need a second.
second.
Since I'm not taking anybody's time except yours, can I share one thought that I had? This
Hang
is
on.
the third or fourth meeting I've come to.
All in favor?
I,
Oh, sorry, I beg your
Okay,
pardon.
okay. Now go ahead.
Go ahead.
You all are much more knowledgeable and experienced in this than I. I get that. When I hear so many of my neighbors coming up and not having been familiar with process or standards in advance of getting here, I have a recurring thought. Are there resources available for Warren citizens that show them what is a 6-panel door and your contractor has to come first to see you? And it's a recurring question for me, and I don't find evidence that those resources do exist or that a campaign has really made it clear.
So you asked two general questions. The first question is, we're working on that, to provide resources both online and to do a mailer to alert people about process and some specifics about things like doors, windows, et cetera. The second part of your question is that every contractor should know they need a building permit regardless of the historic district or not. That's just boilerplate, every town
Yeah.
across the country. They all operate by national standards, as do we actually,
and before work begins.
and before work
Yeah,
begins.
as I recall.
And the contractors know that. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So some of, I guess to summarize in a different way, some of the things that you've brought up, we are addressing, we are aware. And we're trying to address, so we're doing things like trying to clear up the application guidelines so that they're more clear or more explicit or easier to follow, all of these sorts of things. We have had focus groups. We're trying to do these sorts of things to make the process of getting a good, solid application in front of us, because it only behooves us to have a good solid application. You can see the difference between when there's an application like yours, where it's like the things are clearly laid out, there's drawings, there's pictorials, there's all sorts of things. That makes our job super easy. Where it's not easy is somebody wrote a single sentence, I want to do some stuff, and then just shows up, right? So we're trying to get to the point where the application process is easier for both the applicants, and the end result is easier for us to make some educated conversation around it.
Got it. I'm interested in that process. I'd love to learn more as it evolves. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, since Church Street LLC did not come in tonight, we need to move to continue this till next month.
So moved.
Okay, motion by Eileen,
Second.
second by Jesse, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, any completed projects we should know about? Okay, any comments from board members? I know I brought this up last month loosely, but you know, we had this situation where RIDOT was doing all this work out here, and supposedly they're supposed to bring anything that they do within the historic district before this commission, right? Somehow it didn't happen with that project. We saw piles of bricks get taken out, beautiful old curbing taken out. We all thought it was going to go back in. It all disappeared. They brought in new curbing, which made no sense at somebody's expense. And the bricks disappeared and they poured concrete, and it wasn't even the appropriate concrete. And so now evidently there were problems, other problems with that whole thing, and they dug it all up again. And so it would be nice if those bricks were put back finally in front of Delecta's as they were before they were dug up a few months ago. So I don't know who can follow up with that. I've mentioned it to the town manager, but knowing RIDOT, we need to stay on them to make sure that those materials get put back in. And that when any area like across the street where it was the power washed concrete with the exposed aggregate, that it is the same as well. And I know that typically takes like a special batch of concrete or whatever. It has the aggregate in it so that when they power wash it, it blends in with the rest of the sidewalk that's there. Because all of these sidewalks up and down Main Street were only replaced like 15 years ago. The whole thing was all dug up. That good company from Fall River did it all, did a beautiful job, reset all the old curbing, put the bricks back, did everything right, new ADA ramps everywhere, et cetera. So to have this done like this in such a half measured way is very disturbing. And so I hate to be the canary in the coal mine, but
Well, there was so much money spent to redo it all. And you know, not to mention 4 days of jackhammers for the second time.
yeah, it's,
You know, I mean, it's,
I don't know who's
kind of-
paying to redo all this, the state?
yeah. Oh, yeah, it is the state because it was their project.
Anyway, so
So I'll I was working with the DPW director on that project. I wasn't part of the project. That whole project is very, I want to say confusing. It was also, when we deal with the state kind of just, they do their own thing.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
So it's being ripped up right now because they used the wrong concrete. So that's why they're going to, I think today actually I think they might have poured it today or tomorrow, they're gonna pour it. So that was a state project and they luckily listened to us. I'll just leave it at that.
Mhm.
When we
So-
when we requested.
So the corner in front of Delecta's is gonna get all the bricks back?
No. No. I'd have to look at the solicitor, but I believe we don't even have a say about the bricks on that.
Well,
Yeah, maybe they're not our bricks.
they were.
They belong to the state.
It's state
No,
property.
the town paid for those bricks originally.
Well, try to fight them.
Anyway.
down. I was interested in any update on the property on Child Street, the boarded up property. Yes.
Yes, I was aware.
Don't get me so happy. I
No.
won't be able to handle it.
No, status quo right now, there's actually, I'm working with the owner on a couple properties right now.
Yep.
And another owner on a property. So I'm hoping next month I will have good news for you,
Okay.
but, I am working on it.
I bumped into the woman who wanted to move in there and she still would like to. Just saying.
Okay, any administrative matters we should know about? Again, this is Jesse's last meeting. He's leaving in a week.
Oh, can't take
I
it.
miss you,
No.
Jesse.
Miss you tremendously. Thank you for all your
You
service.
have given so
Mr.
much.
Chair, if, just, we just dealt with this on the zoning board. Just make sure that you put in your resignation to the town council
Yeah.
so that the position can be filled
Mhm.
as soon as possible.
And does he get like a pot of gold or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Bag
If you
of
can
coal.
find that pot of gold.
Get a bag of coal.
I will donate it to the town of
There
Warren.
you go. Okay, anybody make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Eileen,
Second.
second by Carol, all in favor?
I